Ted Cruz is now clearly even more disgusting than we thought. And we thought Ted Cruz was pretty damn disgusting after his recent Cancun cruise fiasco, where he fled the country amid a power outage in his state of Texas to go sit on the beach in Cancun. Ted Cruz has now been pictured scrolling through his phone, paying no attention to Senate hearings yesterday about the January 6th Trump Capitol riots. This is a picture of Ted Cruz, very, very busy on his phone as testimony about exactly what happened on January 6th is taking place. Ted Cruz completely disrespecting the hearings. He doesn't care. And here is video. You will hear testimony going on. And then you will see the camera cut to Ted Cruz, who is on his phone. He's tapping in a way. It almost looks like he's playing a game, maybe booking a flight to Cancun or Acapulco. I don't know exactly what he's doing. Let's take a look at this.
Based on the intelligence that we received, we plan for an increased level of violence at the Capitol and that some participants may be armed. But none of the intelligence we received predicted what actually occurred.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's trying to book flights somewhere warm. I don't know if he's playing a game. I don't know if he's tapping out a text to that group of friends that were really pleased with the $309 a night rate that they were going to get at whatever hotel in Cancun they went to last week. Ted Cruz just cannot stop embarrassing himself almost daily at this point in time. Not the only person, by the way. I don't want to only focus on Ted Cruz here in our coverage of these hearings yesterday. Not the only person disrespecting these hearings into the Trump riots. Radical Republican Senator Ron Johnson, again, Ron Johnson, just one of the worst. He took his question and answer period and used it to float some ridiculous conspiracy theory about how the January 6th riots were actually done by everybody other than Trump supporters. People pretending to be Trump supporters, left-wingers, whatever, but they weren't really Trump supporters. Take a look at this.
Thousands of people I passed or who passed me along Constitution Avenue, some were indignant and contemptuous of Congress, but not one appeared angry or incited to riot. Many of the marchers were families with small children. Many were elderly, overweight, or just plain tired or frail, traits not typically attributed to the riot-prone. Many wore pro-police shirts or carried pro-police black and blue flags. Although the crowd represented a broad cross-section of Americans, mostly working class by their appearance and manner of speech, some people stood out. A very few didn't share the jovial, friendly, earnest demeanor of the great majority. Some obviously didn't fit in, and he describes four different types of people: plainclothes militants, agents provocateurs, fake Trump protesters, and then disciplined, uniformed column of attackers. I think these are the people that probably planned this. He goes on, the D.C. Metropolitan Police were their usual professionally detached selves, standing on curbs or at street crossings and exchanging an occasional greeting from marchers. When we crossed First Street Northwest to enter the Capitol grounds where the Capitol Police had jurisdiction, I noticed no police at all. Several marchers expressed surprise. The openness seemed like a courtesy gesture from Congress, which controls security.
They weren't actual Trump supporters. They were provocateurs. They were fake Trump protesters. And this is very similar to it was actually Antifa in disguise. Antifa with Trump shirts and Trump flags and Trump hats, and some of them armed. And they even played they really acted all day, going to the Trump rally and cheering. It was all an act. That's what we are led to believe. And I don't even know how much more we have to talk about this. It's horrifying and delusional that we still have members of the Senate floating this idea. But the January 6th Trump riots were really, really simple. It wasn't Antifa. It wasn't mostly a Muslim crowd. It wasn't mostly a Mexican crowd. It wasn't the LGBT community. It wasn't socialists. It wasn't Biden supporters or Obama supporters or Bernie Sanders supporters. It wasn't Black Lives Matter. It was Trump supporters who mostly are white, Christian, and male. Now, there are some exceptions, okay? It wasn't most white people. Most white people weren't Trump rioters. It wasn't most men. Most men wanted nothing to do with the riots. It wasn't most Christians. But those who were there were disproportionately men, white and Christian, but most importantly, they were Trump supporters. That's it. No more conspiracy theories, hypotheses, or wild speculations are needed to determine who it was that was there on that day. But Ron Johnson doesn't care, and he's going to keep it going. And we'll have more coverage from yesterday's Senate hearings about the Trump riots on our Instagram page. You can follow us on Instagram at David Pakman Show. If you've been watching the show, you've probably heard me talk about how much I love my Helix mattress. Well, I was really excited to hear that Helix has launched a new company called Allform, which makes premium, customizable sofas and chairs with the same level of quality and comfort that I expect from these guys. And Allform is one of our sponsors today. They're giving you 20% off at allform.com/Pakman. They actually sent me a couch, which I put in my living room at home. It's now my favorite piece of furniture in the house. It took me just minutes to set it up. It's solidly built. It's huge. It's roomy. It has a modern, minimalist design, which I love, but it's also very comfortable. Fabric is soft, clearly very high quality. It has become the focal point of my living room. Their prices are very reasonable, and when you get a new sofa or chair, you get 100 days to decide if you want to keep it. And the best part is everything comes with a lifetime warranty. Stop buying poorly made furniture. Go to customize your own Allform sofa or chair right now and get 20% off your entire order when you get there by going to allform.com/Pakman. I've also put the link right underneath this video.